let's talk about this game that we're about to play before we go to the draftops.com game.
All right.
Okay, so now you and your dad watch football, and for years this has been going on in the Hanks household?
It's just been recently, maybe the last 3 years.
Okay,
something like
so
that.
what happens?
We sit around, we watch the game, and whenever they have a shot of a head coach.
The cutaway.
The cutaway. We like to guess what that individual is like as a stepfather. Now, the concept here is that it's never a good stepfather. Really.
Never.
Never really a good stepfather. So it's playing with that convention a little bit.
Okay.
Ironically, I've never had a stepfather, so I'm just playing on cliche here. But we've had more fun playing this game in our house, and I know that it's taken this show by storm.
Well, I know. You mentioned it on the podcast. Your dad mentioned it on Letterman.
Yeah.
So you've done it for professional. Have you ever done it for college head coaches?
You want to know what? I will say this. It started in college.
How so? Who was the first? Who was the George Washington of this game?
Charlie Weiss.
Yeah.
When he was at Notre Dame.
So what stepfather was Charlie Weiss?
You want to know what? I don't remember.
I'm sure that's a good thing for Charlie Weiss.
Yeah, for him it probably is. But I think we got some.
He was the inspiration, Charlie Weiss?
He was the inspiration.
Brockman, who's up first? Who do we have up first here?
First up, Alabama head coach Nick Saban.
Taking a look at Nick Saban?
Nick Saban is the kind of stepfather that, regardless of how different he may seem to you, in every single Christmas card photo, his hair has been the exact same since he married your mother. Nice. It's never changed. The other part of this is he's also the kind of stepfather that wears dress pants and then a white tank top undershirt all the time, unless he leaves the house and then he puts on the dress shirt.
That's the stepfather Nick Saban would be.
Yes, that's the kind of stepfather Nick Saban.
Excellent. Who's next, Chris Brockman?
He just stepped down from South Carolina, the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier.
What about that,
Steve
Colin?
Spurrier is the kind of stepfather that really doesn't care about what your interests are. He just wants to tell you about all the stuff he found on eBay. I found a great little decanter for my collection, and I'm just really looking forward to spending more time on eBay.
So stepfather Steve Spurrier's decanter collection on eBay.
Yep.
That's the type of stepdad he is.
That's all it is.
Well, who's next?
Arguably a good stepfather.
By the way.
That's not bad.
That's right. That's true. I'll take that one. What do you got?
Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer.
What sort of stepdad would Urban Meyer be?
Urban Meyer is a hard one. Urban Meyer is really the kind of stepfather that's just always kind of confused and can never remember anybody's name. It doesn't matter how many times your friends have been at the house. He'll always call Bobby Stevie and Stevie Jimmy. He just is at a constant state of confusion. But unlike, say, Tom Coughlin, who was always just going, huh? Urban Meyer just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Hey, Jimmy. That's not Jimmy, Dad. That's Bobby. Whatever.
Who's next?
Friend of this program, big game tonight, UCLA head coach Jim Mora.
You got a good one for Jim Mora?
You know, now Jim Mora is the kind of stepdad, I think, that probably wants to tell you about just how magical his surfing was that morning. And how, really, man, you got to spend more time in the water. Honestly, I mean, because if you look at him, I know the sunburn is really because of all the time on the football field. But something tells me it's like deep down he just wants to bring out his inner McConaughey all the time. All the time.
That's the type of stepdad that Jim Mora is. Do we have one last one?
Yeah. Former 49er head coach, current Michigan head coach, Jim Harbaugh.
Be gentle here. What type of stepdad is Jim Harbaugh?
He's the exact same kind of stepdad that he was in the pros.
And that was?
You'd be having a conversation with him. You think it's going really great. And then he just, all of a sudden, gets a look on his face. And he goes, what was that? And your heart just goes into your throat. And you think you've said something horribly wrong. And you instantly start thinking about all the things that you could possibly be getting in trouble for.
That's
You know
the
what
type of stepdad Jim Harbaugh
Yeah,
would be.
yeah. And I have a feeling there are a lot of players on that team now that are going to be feeling that,
Yeah,
quite a
feeling
bit.
that right now.
Yeah.
Do we have Tomsula?
We have a bonus line.
Yeah, got Tomsula?
I've got this one.
What about your current Niner head coach?
He is the kind of guy that he will be having a conversation with you, and he'll never be looking at you. And he'll be going, "How's your day? You got a good day?" And you start telling him how your day was. And then he'll always go, "Hey, honey, what's for dinner?" No matter what you're talking about,
So
you can be bearing your soul.
Can we try?
Yeah, you'd be bearing your soul. Yeah.
So hold on a minute. So I'll be your stepson.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Richie, how was the day?
That was great, Dad. Let me tell you about what was going on.
Hey, honey, have you seen the clicker? Where's the clicker? I got it. Sorry, Rick.
No, I just was telling you about what I was doing in school. Me and my friends, we had this great time.
Hey,
today.
did you throw out the paper, honey? I didn't finish that crossword puzzle. You threw it out? You got to have a talk with your mother.
Jim Tomsula's stepdad. Ladies and gentlemen.
Love it.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.